start with the first. Now you can see in Ciemetric that you have some tutorial that are integrated into Ciemetric. So every function, you have always if you see this icon, you can know that there's a tutorial associated to it. And if you click on the video, you can open it in YouTube or just listen it with the small directly with the subscription. If you click on it, you're going to see all the tutorial that have been created yet. They're going to go some new more in the meantime. So I have a small design that I'm going to recreate just to show you how to create a design. It's going to be a modern minimalist kitchen with the AI at the end that going to enhance the visual. So I'm going to start by changing the room. So in this case, at the top, you have some room model, but the best is to start with a square one, and after that, you can add some wall. So I'm going to change the width of the room. I'm going to type 275. You see that the room has changed from expand to the right. So I'm just going to click on center camera, and now the room just came back in the center. Go ahead and type the depth. And again, center camera. You can add some wall. There are some function at the right to add a wall. For example, if you want to do a wall peninsula, you can just type the plus, put your wall where you want, type the measure of the wall, and type enter. Just going to click it again. What's it? I'm going to adjust it. Okay. I'm going to put a line, select the wall, type 96, and change the size. Now I can select the wall again. I'm going to say thickness 0. Select the wall again. It's to create our wall pencil and show and select invisible and show wall with 0 thickness. In this way, it's going to create a wall that you can position some cabinet when you want to do a peninsula wall, and it's going to create some great elevation on the plan at the end. You can reposition the wall by typing the value that you want. In this example, if we have 25.5 for the countertop at the top, we want to keep a space of 48 and 25.5 again for the other countertop. So it's going to be 48 plus 51. So I'm just going to calculate it. 48 plus 51, it's 99. When you type 99 and select the arrow at the bottom, it did just reposition the wall by and keeping the size of the room. So you can just add your cabinet directly on the wall if you want to create a wall peninsula. If we go in 3D, I'm just going to show you how it shows. If we go in 3D, we can see that now we have a wall peninsula directly here. It's just in this case, you can just put the cabinet directly there. It's an invisible wall that is connected to the other wall. But for the demo today, I'm just going to say recreate the room, create a new design. I'm going to type again 275, 200. I'm going to make an island directly in the center of the room. So I won't put any wall peninsula. Now, at the top left, if you want to change the wall height, you can just click on it. And if you have like 108 or 95, you can just change the value. I'm going to type 95. And I'm going to go into 3D mode now. First, what we're going to do, we're going to select our global selection, the door color, the door model, the OG, and the handle or the pool. and the countertop material. So I'm going to click on Global Selection at the top, click on Door. Here we have some default supplier. In the free version, you don't have the same selection here. What you're going to see today is in the first uh, paid plan of the software. So you can select which supplier you want to use, which material you want to make available to be used, which cabinet you want to make available to be used to. At the top left, we have the search menu. So if you don't have a specific model of door that you want to use, but a specific color, you can just search it. So I'm going to go with the Uniboard K60 series. So I'm going to type K6, type enter, and now I'm going to see only all the K60 color available in each door model. I'm going to go in a slab, an horizontal slab. I'm going to select the K65 and press the hammer. I'm going to select the entire finish. I'm going to put some 555 white and press the hammer again. Every time we make a selection, we need to press the hammer to apply it. If I want to have some OG or fascia, the OG is the top, the crown molding. I'm going to put a slab crown molding. And again, by default, it's the exterior material is already selected. We can change the height of it. It comes at 5" by default. I did change my wall height to be 95, so I'm going to put 3 here for the crown molding and press the hammer again. I'm going to select the fascia. Now, because I want my cabinet to have 90" height, I'm going to change from 6 to 5. And we see that the exterior material is already selected. So I'm just going to press the hammer. I don't want any valence. The valence are the light molding. So I'm just going to put some cabinet without any light molding. I'm going to go on the handle for the door. I'm going to select a model. We have a few models already available in some finish and with center to center differency. So I'm going to select this model with the center to be 160 with the bronze finish and press the hammer again. I'm going to do the same for the drawer. If you want to have a different model or center to center for the drawer, you can just select it right here. But in my case, I want to have the same. And I'm going to select the finish again and press the hammer. I'm going to select the countertop material. So when you click on it, you can see that you have a new menu here. Now they are selected by supplier. And if you already know the material you want to use, like for a Constantino one, you can search it, or if not, you can just go in there, look what is available to match your design. So I'm just going to select the ET Noir and press the hammer. So now I have my first global. Oh, I didn't select it? No. Funny. Just get back in French. Okay, so I'm going to select one. Okay, and press the hammer. Next thing, if you have more than one color in your room, you can recreate already a 3 global. There's a limit of 3 for now, maybe more in the future, but if you have more than one color in your room, you can just already create the second color selection and you're going to be able to use it later. When everything is okay, I'm just going to click on the X. I'm going to start the design now. I'm going to start by putting a window because normally we want to put the place of our window or for opening or door. So I'm going to just click on the design room option, select window, and again, we can see that every option that have a tutorial, you have a video on how to use it directly under it or on the side of it. I'm going to click on window, select the window with three split. I'm going to change the width. You have the width and the height that you can change. I'm going to change the width to be 84. If you want to have a molding around it, you can select the finish that are available at the bottom. I'm going to select a black one. If you don't want to have it, you can click on the X so it will remove the molding. The first molding that is selected is a flat one. The other one is a decorative one or a shape one, just to create a little shape on it. And I'm going to click on the hammer and click on the wall. Now, if I select the window, I can move it with the red dot, but I want to have a precise position of it. So I'm going to click on Dimension Show On Off and click on at the place that I want it to be. Just keep in mind that the dimension that we have entered is already a dimension of the window already, without the molding. So the molding by default is 3 inch. If you use 4-inch molding, you need to calculate it because for now we don't have the option to change the width of the molding. The next step will be to add some doors. I'm going to click again on Design Room. If there's anybody I will ask question when I'm talking, just unmute yourself and just ask a question. I'm going to click on Design Room. You already have here some doors. You have some default doors. But if you want, these are the doors that are available in the free version. But if you want to have some more designed doors, if you have the paid version, you can just use the imported object. And in the free version, you already have some imported object. To use a door from the imported object, we need to create an opening first. So I'm going to click opening, select opening. I'm going to type, I want it to be 32 by 84 for the 8. I'm going to click the hammer, click on the wall, and position it. So to position it from the center, if I just calculate 25.5 plus, we have 48, so 24, so it's 49.5 for the center. So now when we select it, we have the position from the right or the left. So I'm going to just change it to be measure from center or side. So now I have the center position. I'm going to type 49.5 to position my opening. So it's positioned from the center directly at the value that I want. If I re-click it, now we see that the position from the right. When you have an opening and you right-click on it, you have the hide fake wall. The fake wall is just there because if you have a room outside of this room and you don't want to see the grass or the tree outside, and you have a fake wall. So if I want to unhide it, I'm just going to right click, select hide fake wall, and now I'm going to see outside of the room. Now I can add an imported object in it. I'm going to add an imported door. I'm going to go in the imported object. I'm going to scroll down until I find my door with frame. I can go if I have saved it in a specific selection because you can, if you select chair, you're gonna have the chair. If you go in the wood, only see the wood. Same for the flower, the decoration. If you know already where it is and you want just to see only those choice, I'm gonna select the room with frame one. I'm gonna click on the hammer. I'm gonna click on the wall. Now the doors show here. I'm gonna select it, select the dot, and now what I see it's not flush to the front because the door when you import an object, it's the box that is created is the overall size. So if the pull of the door is at the front of it, it's gonna make the origin not at the right place. So I'm gonna use the position from wall and move it. I'm going to move it to the front just to have my door showing outside of the wall. So now I can see that I didn't change the height of the door. So I'm going to reselect it and the opening. Okay, I'm just going to do the undo just to remove it. No, not what? Hmm. Why it's not selecting my door? Funny. Just give me one second. I just want to know why it's not selecting it. Okay, so I'm just going to select 32 by 84. Select the mouse issue. And now I have my dog placed at the right size. You can add when you click on design room, you have the doors, the window, the opening, you have the molding and the patio door and the sliding door and the structural element. The structural element are made just to position the electrical output, the gas outlet, the hood outlet, or the water outlet. It's just to position them so they're gonna show on the plan at the end. Now, I'm just gonna take my paper and my left, just give me one second. And the first step, I want to put my sink cabinet in the center of my window. Select cabinet. Here I can see like I have all my base. In the just before, when clicking on cabinet, it was a bar automatically. Now you have a rear search menu. If you know the cabinet directly, like if I type two doors and I press enter, I'm gonna have the base door, base drawer, and base sink. So if I don't know the code of it, I can just type what I'm searching for, and it's gonna show what I'm searching for. I'm gonna take the base sink, two doors with one file drawer type A. You're going to see later that I always type A, type B, type C in every cabinet that have drawer or false drawer. I'm going to change the width of it to be 36, the 8 to be 35 and a quarter because I want to have a kitchen with a 3/4 thick countertop. And now I'm going to press the hammer again, select my wall. I see my cabinet just appear. And now I want to center it with my window. I'm going to select the cabinet, right click on it, select adding object width, select the window, select center, and press the hammer. So now my cabinet is really centered with my window. And if I select it, I can see at the left that there's 27-inch remaining. So I'm going to need to put a cabinet there. I'm gonna select a base cabinet, a base drawer cabinet, base drawer. I'm going to select a base two drawer cabinet. And depending on the company, some company always put 1 inch filler, some are going to use 2 inch filler. It always depends from the standard of your company. So in my case, because there is a door just at the left, I'm going to put a 2 inch filler. So I have 27 inch. I'm going to select my width. I'm going to say 27 minus 2 is going to be 25. Again, I'm going to change the 8 to 35 and a quarter. Press the hammer, select the wall, and now I can just click on my cabinet. I can move it with the dimension here, or select the dot at the bottom and just move it to snap on the right cabinet. The next step will be to add the feather at the left. I'm going to right click on the cabinet. Everything in the past, when you had select a cabinet, all the options were at the top. You have the edit object at the top right. But if you right click on it, you have all these options now in the right click button. So I'm going to select edit. I'm going to say feather left. I'm going to say I want a 2 inch feather at the left. I'm going to put it flush with door. And I'm going to press the hammer. So now we can see that the countertop has extended to the left to fill the gap. And we have our feather at the front. Now, just before continuing, I'm going to put a sink in my sink cabinet. I'm going to select here the plumbing. We can see that we have again the tutorial on each option. I'm going to select a sink. We're going to select an under mode double sink. I'm going to change the width. I don't have any spec because it's only a design made by me, but I'm going to say my sink is 34. I'm going to change the color to be stainless. I'm going to say I want it metal gray and press apply. I'm going to press the hammer and click on the cabinet. The sink is automatically placed in the center of the cabinet. Now I'm going to put my faucet. If I select it, you have few models available. Again, if you have the paid version, you can import object and some other faucet. I'm going to select this one, and we can see that we have already the same color selected than the sink. I'm going to click on the hammer, click on the sink cabinet, and now the faucet is already placed at the right place. Next step, we're going to do a complete wall first. So the next step, I'm going to put a waste bin container at the right. So I'm going to select cabinet, go in the base again. I'm going to go in the base waste container. I'm going to put a base Eurocargo 23 and 5/8. I'm just going to change the 8 because this cabinet is a fixed width. You have 1/8 available, but I'm going to keep it at 23 and 5/8. I'm going to select the wall, click on the cabinet, select the dot, and move it there. After that, I'm going to put a dishwasher at the right. If we go in the appliance button, here you can see that in the past, you had a few appliances that were like a box with a picture at the front. But now we have changed most of them. There's the washer and dryer remaining, and the one cooler that they are the same as they were in the past. But now you can have some new appliances that are a real 3D. They give a better render and a better look at the end. So I'm going to select this one. Depending on what your customer have, you can select one that match it if you want a white one or a stainless one. But you will see at the end, if you put a white, a black, or a stainless when you go with the rendering, you can ask the AI to change the finish of your appliance. click on the wall, select it. We can see that they have now by default 24 and a quarter because it's the width by default of a dishwasher opening. They are at 34 and 3/4. If I want to change 8, I can just click on the button resize or right click on it. I'm going to type 35 and a quarter just to match the 8 of the other one. Click top, click OK. I'm going to reselect it and put it at 0 from the left. The old appliance dishwasher had a countertop over them. But now we did remove them because when you buy a dishwasher, you don't have any countertop with it. So we need to expand the countertop from the cabinet at the left, or if you have a cabinet at the right, over the dishwasher. I'm going to select the cabinet, right click on it, click on Edit, Countertop. I'm going to go at the right. I'm going to say expand by 24 and a quarter, type Enter, and click on the hammer. So now I have my countertop directly over my dishwasher. Now I'm going to put a base drawer and I'm going to show you how you can change easily a cabinet from another one. So I'm going to select a base cabinet again. I'm going to select a base drawer because this kitchen is really a minimalist modern, so there won't be any upper cabinet other than the fridge cabinet. So I'm going to select a base for drawer, type A. I'm going to change the 8 to be 35 and a quarter and press the hammer. Click on the wall. I'm going to select it. Again, click 0. After that, I'm going to put my oven or stove. I'm going to go and select in the appliance a stove. We're going to go in the standalone one. Here you can see that you have all the new model. I'm going to use this one in this case. Press the hammer and press on the wall. I'm going to select it. It shows that by default, they come at 30. So depending on if you want to put a space on each end, for me, I always like to put the real width of the real dimension of the space that would be. I'm going to type 31, expand to the left, click on my stove, select it, and I'm going to place it there. So I don't need to calculate if I have 1/4 at the left, 1/2 at the left, and etc. So I'm going to duplicate my cabinet. But when I look at this, oh no, I don't want to have a 4-drawer bank cabinet. So I'm going to right click on it, select change model. By default, it already opened on the same cabinet that has been there. But I'm going to change to be a base 3-drawer type A. The 3-drawer type A, type B, type C is the pattern of the front of the cabinet. So the type A is 2 small, 1 big. Type B is 1 small, 2 equal. Type C is 1 small, 1 medium, and 1 equal. 1 big, sorry. So I'm going to select a type A. We can see that the size or dimension are kept the same. So if you have finishing or a toe kick return, anything that you have already selected, when you change the model, it will always keep the same feature selected on the cabinet. I'm going to click here, and now we can see that our cabinet did change. So now I want to have the same cabinet at the right of the oven. I'm going to right click on it. I'm going to say duplicate. I'm going to type 31 because I have 31 for the width of the oven. I'm going to click OK. Click right. And now I can see that I already have my cabinet duplicated there. The next step, I want to have, oh, I have a blank. What's the name? A hood, sorry. I want to have a hood over my oven. So I'm going to select one. We can see that we have some finish available at the right. If we want to change the width, the depth of the height, we can change it. I'm gonna click on the hammer, click on the wall, and select it. Now it's not centered, but again, like we did with the sink cabinet, I'm gonna right click on it, says adding the object width, select the oven, and click center. Automatically, the hood have been centered with the oven. Now the next step, I want to have a fridge at the right of my cabinet. I'm going to start with by putting my fridge panel. I'm going to select panel. I'm going to select end panel and tall vertical end panel. I'm going to change the height to be 90 and the depth. The depth is always, when you put a panel on each side of the fridge, it's always the depth of the fridge without the doors. So you're going to calculate, depending on your standard, sure that the fridge panel won't be the same depth as the cabinet depth. So in this case, I have a 25.5 countertop. I want them to be flush with the countertop. So I'm going to type 25.5, type enter. I'm going to click on the hammer, select the cabinet, click on right. I want it to be at the bottom of the back of the cabinet. So if we just move, it did select it. And I want B to be positioned directly on the floor. So now if I just press the hammer, I can see that my panel is correctly placed with my cabinet and flush with my countertop. If you have the spec for your fridge, it's sure that you can already duplicate the panel, but I'm going to start by putting my fridge. I'm going to go in the fridge selection. You have few models already there. You can select one that match the best of what your customer have or what you want to show them. I'm going to select this one. By default, we see that we have 35 and 7/8. But again, I want to have a gap. If you have a 36-inch width fridge, I'm going to keep a gap of 37 because I want to have 1 inch at the left, 1 inch at the right, just for the heat dispersion. So I'm going to select 37 and type enter. The 8, I'm going to leave it like that and press the hammer and click on the wall. I select my fridge, select the left, type 0. It's sure that in this case, I didn't change the depth. I don't have any specs, so we can see that the depth of the fridge is not the right with the panel. So if I want to make it match, I'm going to right click on it. I can right click, resize. So the depth can be 33, for example. I'm going to press front and press OK. So now we can see that doors just match the exterior because we want the doors to be able to be opened. Now I'll be able to select my panel, right click, I'm going to say duplicate at the right for 37 and type enter and click right. So both of my panel for my fridge are placed now. I'm going to put my upper fridge cabinet. I'm going to go in cabinet again, select wall. I'm going to go upper fridge, select a upper fridge lift up door. I'm going to change the width to be 37 to match it. The 8, because my panel are 90 and I want to keep 72 under my cabinet because there are some fridge that are 70 between 69 and 72. We always want to keep a space that will accept our fridge. So if you sell your house, they don't need to buy a new cabinet if they change the fridge. So I'm going to type 18 for the 8. And the depth is the same. Some company are going to to build fridge cabinet with a space at the back just for heat dispersion. But if you want to have it the full depth, we have a 25.5 panel at the side. So if we remove the thickness of the door, so we have a 5/8 panel, 1/8 bumper. So it's going to be 25.5 minus 3/4. So I'm just going to type 24 and 3/4 and press enter and press the hammer. So I'm going to click on the wall to place it. And now I'm going to select it, click on the dimension and press zip. So now my cabinet has just been put at the right place. Are they really 90? Yeah. Oh, my bad. It's just because it's a 72 here, because the wall are 95. So I can see that I didn't put the cabinet at the right height because my wall is 95. So I want to keep 72 under the fridge cabinet. So at this point, we have our first wall. So is there anybody who has some question? Okay, I'm gonna. Okay, so there's nobody that has some question. Now we're gonna build the island. So I'm gonna go directly here, and I'm gonna do an island directly in the center. So I'm gonna start, for example, with a base cabinet. I'm gonna select a base microwave cabinet. I'm gonna type this model. Again, I'm gonna change the height of it. Press enter and click on the hammer. I'm going to click on the floor and I'm going to rotate my cabinet to have the microwave facing the countertop. If you already have the position of where you want to put your island, you can just type it. So here I'm going to say I want to have 48 from the front and I want to have 84 from the left. I'm going to be able to move it later. I'm going to show you how to move by grouping cabinet, all of those. So I'm going to select now. I want to have a 96-inch, for example, island. So I'm going to select again a base cabinet. I'm going to select a base drawer cabinet. And I'm going to take a base 3-drawer type B. And I'm going to say I want it to be 35.5. Type enter. Press the hammer. I'm going to select my cabinet. Say put it at the left. I'm just going to select to be sure that the elevation is at 0. Sometime when you snap, it's something that we will make the correction. But when you snap the cabinet, you have the cabinet is not placed at the bar directly on the floor, so you need to reposition it. So when it's placed, I'm going to select the group object and press the hammer. So now, if I select it, you see that we have a blue line. So the cabinet you select gives you a position. So if I change it to be 70 here, everything will move together. So I'm going to put it back at 84. So the next step, I'm going to do the same. I'm going to say, oh, I'm going to put a base 2 doors. We're going to change the 8 to 35.25. Select the hammer, select our cabinet, select left again, and I'm going to put 0 again for the elevation and group to object. Press the hammer again. So now we have a group of 3 cabinets. If I select this cabinet and I say, oh, I want to have the same cabinet over the other one, I'm going to say, just right click, duplicate the left of 24, press enter, press left, and now we have the cabinet. It's not grouped because it's just a duplicate. So I'm just going to select, press CTRL, select the other cabinet, and select group to it. I can see that I did move by error my selection, but that's okay. I'm going to select one. I'm just going to move because I have my position. So I'm going to say, I want to have my 48 back here. I want to have 84 back here. So now I can have my island created right there. So we can position our island the way we want. If I select the cabinet on this side, it's going to show me the position of this cabinet. So the next step, I'm going to put an island back. So I'm going to select cabinet again, select panel, island back. I'm going to select a horizontal island back. I'm going to see the width is going to be 96. The height is going to be 35 and a quarter. I'm going to press OK, press the hammer, select one of the cabinet, and I'm going to say I'm going to be put on the back. I'm going to click on the bottom left, and I'm just going to be sure before grouping it that the position from the floor is really 0. And I'm going to say group object and press the hammer. So now we have a full group of all the island. So if we want to make a change of the position of the island, we can do it this way. So if I click at the left, I can change it to be 72 if I want. And now I can position my island the way I want. Now I'm going to show you how to change the countertop of a cabinet. So I'm going to select one. I'm going to say right click. I'm going to go in the edit. And again, we did the change for the dishwasher, but now I want to have an island countertop, so a place where people are going to be able to sit. So I'm going to say expand at the back of 15. At the right, I want to have a foul. So it's going to run to the floor. And I'm going to press the hammer. We need to do the same. Some people are going to say, oh, I'm going to expand one countertop over all the other one. It works, but it can create some crash when you try to do something. So I'm going to select this one, do the same, edit, counter, back, 15, enter, and press the hammer. Again, select this one, edit, counter, back, 15, press the hammer. I'm going to select this one and do the reverse as the first one. There's a counter. We have the 15 at the back, but now the fall would be at the left. So we can see that we have our island created now. So we did put our dishwasher, our oven, the fridge, the sink, and now I want to have a microwave in my microwave cabinet that I did put directly in there here. So I'm going to just position in the angle of the front. I'm going to select my appliance. I'm going to go in the microwave section. I want to have a built-in one because you have some counter one, but in this case, I want to have a built-in one. So I'm going to select a model that I think it's cool. I'm going to press on the hammer, click on my cabinet. I'm going to select, put it inside. We can move it like that. And after that, before grouping it, we can see that it's not flush to the door. So I'm just going to select the position here. I'm going to say, example, 47 until the position I think it's right. I'm going to say group it to the cabinet and press the hammer. So now we have a full island completely grouped. So if I want to move everything together, I can just change the dimension depending on which object I did select. Because if you select the right one, it shows the position of the right one And if you select the left one, it's going to show the position of the left one depending on of the wall. Does anyone have any question? So nobody has any question. Okay. So now we will be at the point of adding some annotation or custom measure or custom quotation in the plan view or in the elevation view. So I'm going to click on room plan, select the 2D. I'm going to select the room 0 because if you have more than one room attached, you're gonna have room 0, room 1, room 2. So I'm going to click on room 0. Here I can see that I have all my measure by default. I'm going to select wall 1. Here, if I want to add an annotation or a custom quotation or measurement, I'm going to select edit mode. Here, I'm just going to unzoom a bit. I'm just going to close that. Close that. At the right, we have create a quotation or a custom measurement, and you have create an annotation. I'm going to create a quotation. I'm going to click at the left of my wall. I'm going to go and click at the right of my panel. So now I can know that I have 228 and 1/8 of complete cabinet. So we can see that it's snapped depending on where you snap it. You can add some measurement. So we can add measurement for the distance between the island and the wall cabinet. Now I'm going to say I want to have an annotation. I'm going to place it to be on my fridge cabinet. For now, it's a little bug that will be adjusted, but if you want to move the annotation, you need to use the gray square that we see at the top left. And I'm going to type that this one is it's going to be a HK top mechanism. I'm going to add another annotation that is going to be for the waste bin. This one is going to be a SE cargo waste bin. And if I don't have anything else to add, I'm just going to click again on edit mode just to save my change. And I'm going to go back in the plan view. It's going to be the same here. If I want to add a custom measurement, I'm going to select measurement. I'm going to select, for example, we can see that where it's snapped here, it's the countertop that's not showing. So you can measure from countertop to countertop if you want, or if you move, you can select from door to door. So now if I move my quote, I can see that I have 47 and 3/8 for between each cabinet. So we can create some manual quotation doing it by that. The next step, you can see that we have an eye and a pencil here. So if I want to, it's just to remove some elevation from the PDF at the end. So if I don't want to see this wall, I'm going to click on the eye just to remove the wall, and we can see that all the quotes that were there have just been removed. So now I want to save my view. So by doing it this way, you can add some annotation and custom quotation directly that will print on your PDF at the end. I'm going to go back on the preview. Again, is there anybody that has some question or not? Okay. So we're going to be at the point of starting to create the rendering that we want to show at the end. So I'm going to use most of the time, just give me 1 second. Just- I'm just going to see, most of the time I always use imported object. In the free version, you cannot import new object. You can just use the one that we have put to be available for you. But if you have the paid version, you're going to be able to import any object that you want easily. So you can import an FBX file or an OBJ file that you can find free on the web directly on Google. So I'm going to go and add some dishes on my island. So I'm going to scroll down. You can see that we have a lot. So I'm going to select the one. Do, 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 do. The name are in English, so they have a little dishing kit. Yeah. So I'm going to select the hammer, click on one cabinet. I'm going to let it load. And then once it's loaded, I'm going to click put it on top. And I'm going to say put it at the back. I'm going to click the hammer. So we can see that the dishes is placed there, but I just want to move them to be more at the back. So I'm just going to type here 90, for example. It's a bit not enough. 92. And from the floor, we can see that it's just entering a bit in the countertop. So I'm going to change the position from the floor to be 36 1/4, just to move it a bit higher. And now I can see that I have my dining kit put at the back of the island. So I'm going to select it and I'm going to duplicate it just to have a tree placed directly at the island. I'm going to say right click, duplicate. At the left, I can say duplicate. We can move it after, but I'm going to say like, can be 12 or 10. I'm going to set the left. Sometime, depending on how you did import your object, the duplicate left and right can be reversed, like you see here. So what we can do in this case, I'm going to say just delete it, don't play with it, duplicate again. I'm going to say 10 at the right and type right. So it's going to move it at the right. It always depends on the way that the object has been imported. So I'm going to, again, right click, duplicate, then right. You will see that when you're going to start to play with the AI rendering, more object that you place in your project before the rendering, better the rendering will be at the end. So we can see that we are not really centered, but that's going to be okay for what we want to show. I'm going to select after a chair for the island. If I get here, I'm going to select this model, press the hammer, select the floor, and I'm going to say, okay, I want to rotate it. I'm going to position it like at 8 inch from the back. And now I just want to center it directly with, seems to be centered, but maybe not. I'm going to right click on it, say align object width, select the dining kit, and say I want it to be centered. So it didn't move a bit. And I'm going to press the hammer. I'm going to say again, right click, duplicate, left 12, right click, align, select the dining kit, center, hammer, select, duplicate, left, click on it, right click, align, I'm just going to move a bit, and click on it, and click the center, and click the hammer. So now we have placed everything. It's not centered directly, but it's going to give a look. I can play with them just to realigning everything, but I'm gonna leave it like that for now. The next step is gonna be to put again some decoration. I'm gonna just continue, so you can just follow me. Mm, mm, mm. I'm gonna go in all category because I know that it's at the bottom. I'm gonna put a bowl. Gonna change the dimension because every object you can change the dimension. Click on the hammer, select a cabinet. I want it to be on the top, to be centered on the top, and press the hammer. So now we have a bowl, we have hardening kit. I'm gonna put a little dishes again over the dishwasher. It's just to create, to help the AI at the end to be able to really give you a better render. And press the hammer. Okay.
Hey, Guillaume,
Yeah.
can we put a backsplash?
Yeah. So if I select the cabinet here and I want to put a backsplash over the wall, I'm going to right click on it. I'm going to say edit. I'm going to go here. I can see backsplash. So I'm going to select backsplash. I'm going to say, okay, I want it to be up to the wall. So I have a 95-inch wall minus the countertop that is 36. So it's going to be 59. 95 minus 36. Yeah, 59. So I'm going to say, I'm going to put 59 here. And to the left, I can say that I did select my cabinet, so I can see that we have the measure at the left. So I'm going to put 165 and 7/8 and press enter. And I'm going to click here to select the type of backsplash that I want to use. I'm going to have a look after. I don't know why it's French at some place, but here it's in French again. So I'm going to select this one and click on the hammer. Click on the hammer again, and now it's going to build the backsplash completely to the left, so you don't need to click on every cabinet to create a backsplash. I'm going to change the floor now. So if we go to the left, I'm going to click on paint. I'm going to select my flooring, and I'm going to click apply texture. Here we can see that we have all the texture available. I'm going to go in the symmetric one because I want to have some ceramic tile. So I'm going to move until I find the ceramic one. I'm going to select one that I like. I'm going to press the hammer again. That's going to rebuild the room. So now we can see that we have the room, the kitchen that we want to build or show to our customer. We have added some little thing just to create a better design. And the next thing to create a great render is really to change your setup of your rendering. So if you go at the top in the edit, the first thing you're going to do is to change the graphic preset to be high. The tone mapping mode is going to be ace. You have neutral and ace. Personally, for me, I like the most, it's the ace one. It's going to be a more not sure of the term chalorous or not sure how to say it, but it's the I think the picture is going to be better using the A's, and the anti-aliasing mode is going to be the TA. All the other value at the bottom, you don't need to change them. You can play with them. Maybe depending on your graphic card, you're going to be able to change them and get a better render. And I'm going to press on the hammer. So now I'm just going to show you. It's sure that I'm just sharing with Zoom. So there's going to be a little lag putting it in HD mode. but I'm just going to press it just to toggle the resolution so you can see what the change made. So we're going to just wait a few seconds, just letting Ciemetric going in HD. It's only because I'm sharing with Zoom and there's no too many people and it's eating the bandwidth of the internet. It's sure that normally it take 2-3 seconds just to toggle in HD mode. So now you can see that we can have a great render. It's not a photorealistic render yet, but it's really better than it was. So I'm gonna untoggle the HD. Now if we want to put some more lightning in the room, I'm gonna go to the right in the light room button. I'm gonna select exterior light. And here, most of the time, I always change the ambient color just to move it up a bit. So you can see that the ambient lighting in the room is really bigger. So all the color are gonna show best after. You have the sun intensity that you can change. You have the sun rotation. So if you have a patio door or you want to move to have the lightning coming in a different way in your kitchen, you can just play with the lightning here. So if I just change it, for example, in this way, and I close it, if I put it back again in HD mode, I can see that the lightning that we see on the floor did change. So now it's just on the countertop here, and the lighting that come from the door have changed. So we can see that I did change the ambient lighting to be higher. So now the image is more clean. So I'm just going to toggle the resolution, go back in Lightroom, and just explain the errors. So here it's the same. It's the sun rotation, but more the sun elevation. And here you have the skybox brightness. That is what you see at the back of the window. So is there anybody that has any question? Okay. So we're going to continue. So the next step will be to create our rendering. So we have added everything, our cabinet, we have our island, we have added our annotation, a custom dimension, custom measurement. We have changed our cabinet. We have put our fridge, our appliance. So now the next step should be to create a rendering. So what we're going to do to create our rendering? We're going to go, it's sure that in the free version, you click on File, and you have the PDF here. We are in the paid version for the demo. So the paid version, one of the best feature is it always has a save history. So it's saved in the cloud in real time. So each change that you made in your project is saved in the cloud. So if you let the internet crash on your end, if you have a computer issue, anything, you can restore your project at the last moment that you have made the last change. And now I'm going to save it to have the PDF directly into Cblink because I'm connected to Cblink. So I'm going to be able to show you after that when you are in the Pro Plan version that you can have all your projects saved with the creation date. You can have the PDF saved directly with the project. Everything is saved in real time. You're going to have the list of cabinet and everything directly from Cblink. So I'm going to say save to Cblink. I'm going to say create. I'm going to click take picture. It's sure that, again, as I said, I'm sharing my screen. So when I say I click on take picture, it's going to take a little moment. So generate the 3D render. I'm going to take a couple of view just to show you what we're going to play with it after. because we're gonna play with the AI a bit after. Okay. So once I'm finished, I'm gonna say save. So it's gonna generate all the deviation of the island of every wall, and it's gonna open the new PDF editor that we have created. So at the left, we can see that we have all the page created. So I can select the first one, and I'm gonna enhance with AI the picture. I already have a prompt that I've played with, and we're gonna see what it's gonna look like. It's gonna be a bit funny. So I'm gonna select everything and paste my prompt because you have a basic prompt, but you can add anything at the end to change what you want. And I'm gonna say enhance this image. Sometime if the enhance don't work the first time, just re-click on it and it's gonna work the next time. So we're gonna edit it, enhance. It can take a few seconds because it's the AI, it's a cloud AI. So now it was something funny. So I added our Canadian Alex Newhook and Jacob Dulles. We have salad in the bowl, my plant, the steak on the island, and we can see that the rendering of the picture is really great. So you can create a real photo rendering if you want. So you can do the same. So on my end, what I always do is I keep a prompt. I had take the prompt by default that we have at the right. So when we are in the cell here, we can select the prompt. So you already have a prompt here. You copy it in a notepad and you add just some text under it. So if in some situation, I'm going to say, oh, this one, I don't want to do that. This one too is the same. So if we look at the rendering, I can see that, okay, I want to have my appliance more stainless. So I'm going to go in my prompt. I'm going to say, make all the appliance stainless. What's the term in English? For not brilliant, but stainless mirror. Well, I'm going to say stainless mirror. I'm not sure it's right, but I'm going to try it like that. And I'm going to say, I'm going to copy my prompt, go back. I'm going to go in the other one. I'm going to select this one, go at the right, select all, paste, and enhance this image. And I'm going to make it right. More you tell the AI what you want to do, more it's going to be reliable in each angle of view. Because if you, in some case, if you don't tell it to put like the plant at the right of the salad bowl, it will put in an angle at the left and an angle at the right. You need to tell the AI when you see something that it's doing wrong to do it another way. So you need to say, do that, but don't do that. And it's the same. You see, it did put the beige at the right now, but it did change all the appliance to be stainless mirror. So we can see that it did put everything that I had in my prompts. It did it. So it follow what I did ask him just to create a great rendering. So in this way, you can create really great rendering for your customer. Today it was only, I did put the Canadian because we have a match tonight. So that's why I did use this one just to have a little fun rendering at the end. So does anyone has any question about that? Okay. So the next step, you can see at the left that we have all the page of the the PDF. I'm just gonna see something because I'm just questioning if people can unmute. If there's anybody who have issue unmuting themselves or asking question, or there's just no question at all. You can just paste it in the chat if you have an issue unmuting yourself, because there's nobody that has asked any question today. Okay, I'm gonna take that. So next step, if I want to remove one of the page of the PDF that I don't want to show at the save, I can use the waste button or the duplicate. So if I want to duplicate a page, I can duplicate it or I can delete it. Once this is finished, and I want to finish my save, so I'm gonna say finalize PDF. Again, if I want to redo a picture, I have a take picture button at the top or restart the PDF completely. If I say select take picture, it's gonna put me directly at the same place that it was at the bed when I take the picture. Now I'm gonna select finalize PDF, and it's gonna finalize the PDF and save it back into Cblink. So we let it save.
Guillaume, we have a question in the chat.
Yeah, just give me 1 second. I don't see the chat on my end. I don't know why. Just give me 1 second. Ah, yeah, chat at the top. It's always 3D. So now we are working to have the 2D mode to be able to place cabinet, but for now it's always in 3D. So you work in 3D. It's like the next generation of software. I've been working in the industry for the last 28 years, and uh, I've seen a lot of company asking cabinet vision to have the ability to work in 3D. We have done it, but we know that people that are working on, for example, 2020 design or microvellum or cabinet vision are not yet used to work in 3D. Those who are working with SketchUp or with our design software, they are used to work in 3D. But most of people that are used to work with 2020 are going to say, okay, it's a big change. But it's sure at the beginning, it's a big change. But once you are start to play with the software, you're going to see, okay, it's really easier because you really see everything. But we are thinking to implement the 2D option to add cabinet or move them in the future, maybe this year or but for now we are only available to work in the 3D mode. But once you are used to it, you're gonna find it easy. And now I'm saved into Cblink. So I can see that I have my line. At the right, I have my attachment. So I click on it and I click on my PDF. It's going to open the PDF that I've just created. So you don't need to save them each time on your computer. So you can keep them in the cloud because they are saved on your computer. You can just download them when you need to send them to your customer or you want to have them. I can see that I have my UDT, so I don't need to save it anymore. And the ORD file is because in the manufacturer version of Ciemetric, you can have a file that you can import in Microvellum or in Cabinet Vision to produce all the cabinets. So you don't need to do all the elevation, 3D, and everything in Cabinet Vision or Microvellum. You can just import the file and produce the kitchen. We can see that if I click on the PDF here, it's going to generate me the list of the cabinet. So I can have a list. You can have your logo at the top, all your company information, your customer information, and all the detail of what have been selected and the cabinet. So we can have the construction method, the selection of the material interior, exterior, the door model, the drawer model, because when we have the paid version, you can change, sorry, you can change the selection to be able to price correctly, and the same for the hinge. And we have all the detail of the other cabinet that we have put in there. And the flat molding calculation and the toe kick calculation that are automated. And we have the filler that we have added to our cabinet. And we have the pricing coming out. So that's most of it about the webinar. Now we can talk about, I don't know if any people have some question. We had it in the chat, but we didn't have any question from anybody else. So I'm going to just show you another thing. In the quotation, if I go here, I can see all the quotation for every customer. So if you are in the plan version, like the pro version, you're going to be able to see all your job that you have quote, the date of creation, and which customer it's applied to. So you have the possibility to create a quotation for a company or a home customer. I'm just going to stop sharing my screen. And now we're going to start talking about maybe the next point. So if there's some people that are in the meeting that are have interest into having the pro version, we have a deal for people that have been in the webinar. So you have the ability now to have a monthly plan for 99 bucks with a promo code. So if there's some that are interested to have a plan for themselves, so you're going to have your own Ciemetric, the cloud save, and everything that I just showed you, because the AI rendering for now is in the free version, but it's going to be removed soon because it's we pay for that, and it's sure it's a big development, and when we need to have bigger server to run it, we know we won't be able to let this option and the cloud save in the free version for now. So there's a special promo code to so you can have it for 99 bucks a month. And if there's some MSC that are interested in that, you can book a meeting with Symmetric. With us here, I just was just looking what and then I just wrote. So you can book a meeting with Kevin, or salesperson, or Freya. They are going to be happy to show you the detail and to explain you how it works.